many times, much like sweat.
What's going on, squad? How you doing out there today? So it's been a little while since we've done a build tutorial on Squad Central, so I thought I would take you guys for a little bit of a trip. So today we're going to talk about the fused Clapton. That's right, it's a great build. It's, in my opinion, a relatively easy build. Once you do it a couple times, you'll be a pro. So if you can do the Clapton, the only difference with this is you're basically Claptoning two parallel wires. So awesome flavor. The coil itself has great wicking capabilities and just an enjoyable vape all around. Very versatile. So yeah, let's get at her. Take you down to the build mat, and I'll show you the tools we're going to be using today. Alright, so we're going to be using today a pair of wire snippers, tweezers for our cotton coil jig, ceramic tip tweezers to work out any shorts, some scissors for our cotton, some pliers here to grip the wire with. Our outer wrap is going to be using 32 gauge Canthal, and our core wires, which will be paralleled, will be 26 gauge Canthal. An essential for this build: a drill, and I'm going to use the swivel and vise method to really keep those wires straight. It's a little bit easier for me to do that. I can freehand fuse. I can just make a nicer fuse with a swivel setup. So anyways, most of this video will be on FaceTime, so let's get cracking. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take a bit of our 26 gauge wire here as our core. We'll call it I don't know, about a foot or so. And we want to straighten this out. That's I tend to do that. So before I do any fusing, you don't have to, because if you just put it in your swivels and then just pull tightly once it's in the drill, it basically straightens itself out. So, but it's a little bit better, a little bit easier to do it if you straighten it. So grip down with your pliers, turn your drill. About 5 seconds is all you need. Nice and poker straight. So I'll cut off this little bit at the end here that's kind of bent. Don't need that. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my core wire in half. So just like that. You want your leads, for lack of a better name, put them in your fingers here. I tend to bend up and bend down. These guys, and they fit right in the jaws of the drill. Like so. Okay, so we got our wire all loaded in. Here's our swivel. So what I'm going to do is just put this in here. Just pull back. Now you've got wire nice and parallel. There's two of them here side by side, and we can begin our fusing of these two wires. It's a really simple build, guys. I'm sure you can pull this off. Just give it a try. Follow those steps to get you to this point, and now we'll begin the fuse. Okay, squad, so the reason why I left these little pieces here sticking up, these leads sticking up, is because I can anchor this wire right around it, so when I go to spin my drill, it stays nice and snug and it doesn't slip or anything. So anyways, I'll show you the beginning of the fuse Clapton. So if you see there how close those are together, that's what you're going for. You know, I was just watching another video recently today just to brush myself up on it. Something I do like to do. I like to see what other people's work is like, and there's a lot of gaps in between. You know, these little wires here, there's lots of little tiny gaps in there. So, you know, I'm sure when you wrap it up, it'll they'll close, but why leave that up to chance and not do something about it right off the hop? So my suggestion is, when you're making these, if you're not going for a spaced fused Clapton, you want these Clapton wraps to be as tight as possible around your two core wires. So you just make for a nicer looking coil and more surface area, whatnot, for juice to get trapped in. So either way, squad, we're going to finish up this wire. So then I'll show you what she looks like when it's all said and done. So that's really it right there, guys. So we've reached the end of the wire, and as you can see, all the way down, everything stayed pretty much nice and even. So there are some twists and turns in the wire, and looks like there's some hair there too. I'll have to wash this bad boy. But anyways, you can see all the way down, nice and even. So that's what we're going for. That's what we're looking for here out of a fused Clapton. Everything nice and tight, everything looking good and even. So I'm going to show you guys how to straighten this wire out a bit, just so you it's tough to wrap when you don't straighten it first. So it can be done, but it's tough. So if you guys can see in this wire here, there's some bends along the way here, and like I said, it can be a little bit of a hassle when going to straighten it or going to wrap your coil. So what I'll do is I'll grab down on one end with a pair of pliers, and then you just turn your drill in the opposite direction you fused in. And generally it helps take out some of those kinks. Anyway, it's not perfect, but it does work somewhat. Better than taking pliers and, you know, going like this and bending all the way down and butchering your wire. So anyways, let's turn these bad boys into coils, or this bad boy into coils, and have a vape. Okay, so here is our fused Clapton wire. So we'll go 3 millimeters in diameter today. I'm going to cut this wire in half. Just make for an easier visual experience for you folks. So like I typically do, I wrap towards myself, trying to keep them as tight together as I possibly can. That's 5, so we'll do 6. That's it right there, folks. That's a fused Clapton coil. A little wider on the side here, but we'll work that out pretty soon when we when we do our firing, pre-firing, but that's what you're going for right there.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. We're the renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of renegades. Renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of renegades. Since the prehistoric ages and the days of ancient Greece, walked down to the Middle Ages, planet Earth kept going through changes, and then the Renaissance came, and times continue to change. Nothing stayed the same, but there were always renegades, like Chief Sitting Bull, Tom Paine, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They were renegades of their time and age. Somebody renegades. We're the renegades of funk. 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 From a different solar system, many, many galaxies away, we are the force of another creation, a new musical revelation. And we're on this musical mission to help the others listen. And grew from land to land, singing electronic chants like Zoom Nation. Revelations, destroy our nations, 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 destroy our nations. Now renegades are the people with their own philosophies. They change the course of history. Everyday people like you and me. We're the renegades, we're the people with our own philosophies. We change the course of history. Everyday people like you and me. Come on. We're the renegades of funk. 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 We're poppin' sugar, rock and put aside of hip hop, 'cause when we're going there ain't no stopping. Poppin' sugar, rock and put aside of hip hop, 'cause when we're going there ain't no stopping. Poppin' and shocking and rocking and putting aside the hip hop, 'cause we're poppin' sugar, rock and put aside of hip hop. Poppin' sugar, rock and put aside of hip hop. We're the renegades of funk. 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 We figure out the funk and energy popping, messing with the force and the sound of electronics, the bass, the treble, the horns and the vocals. 'Cause every time we're popping to the beat, we get fresh. Come on. Come on. There was a time when our music was something called a big street beat. People would gather from all around to get down to the big sound. You had to be a renegade those days and take a man to the dance floor. Say jam, suck 'em. Say jam, suck 'em. Say groove, suck 'em. Now groove, suck 'em. Say dance, suck 'em. Say dance, suck 'em. Now move, suck 'em. Now move, suck 'em. Say jam, suck 'em. Say jam, suck 'em. Say groove, suck 'em. Now groove, suck 'em. Say dance, suck 'em. Say dance, suck 'em. Now move, suck 'em. Now move.
So there you have it, squad. The Fused Clapton. Today we're vaping on some Morning After TME infused creme de menthe. That's what I lubed up these bad boys with. So let's have a quick vape. 92 watts. Beautiful thing about Fused Claptons is not only the fact that they look nice, they're a pretty low maintenance build in terms of, you know, how hard it is to make them. They're very simple to make, in my opinion. Once you do them a couple times, you'll be a pro. Absolutely excellent flavor. The wicking capabilities of just the coil alone is rather phenomenal. that you have all those like creases and stuff for the juice to flow into. It just absorbs so much juice. So once you couple that with some cotton, you find out that you know, you can take 5, 6, 7 good pulls off this if you've got her all juiced up right before you even have to re-wick again. They're a warmer vape, so for those of you who like a warm vape, the Fuse Clapton is definitely the way to go. If I were to build them with 24 gauge cores, these all mount nicely once all wicked and juiced up to 0.25. So perfect for this DNA 250 box. They definitely is good for battery life and whatnot. So I started learning how to make my first Claptons and whatnot using the exact same wire combination I use with you today. 26 gauge cores and 32 gauge Clapton wire. The two just seem to work really well together. Great flavor. Builds aren't too low, so you don't have to worry about it being a dangerous build. And yeah, just enjoyable. And they last for a long time. They're a durable coil. So for the amount of effort you have to put into making them, the output is phenomenal. It can, you know, run up there with, you know, any Alien any day of the week, in my opinion. So Aliens, the main difference with those is you have 3 core wires in most cases, and it's got that little wavy pattern in it, which allows it to wick a little bit more efficiently. But you know, the output that you have to put forward to get this coil to come together is minimal with the Fuse Clapton. So I suggest master the Clapton, then learn the Fuse Clapton, and you'll be laughing. Like, I just build Fuse Claptons all the time. It's just an easy build. So anyways, squad, thanks for tuning in. Hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. I would love to help you out and show you, teach you any more of the little tips and tricks that I might know about making these guys. So have a great day, squad. Peace out. Stay cloudy.